Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of SpeechTherapyPD.com's YouTube channel. I'm your host, Stephanie Michele Sweigart, a licensed and practicing school-based SLP out in Los Angeles, California, and I'm here today with SpeechTherapyPD.com, and my pronouns are she, her. Now, we all know the importance of effective communication skills in our lives. It's not just about what we're saying, but it's also about how you say it. And for many, mastering these social language skills, this can be a journey in and of itself. So today I'm really excited to welcome back a repeating guest. Welcome back to Adina Soclof, an SLP who is a certified speech therapist, educator, and the brains behind an incredible course over at SpeechTherapyPD.com called Boosting Our Students' Social Skills. And trust me, this is a game changer. So I'm excited to kind of deep dive into the secrets of enhancing social skills that can benefit everybody from students to professionals. So without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to our guest today, the brilliant and compassionate speech therapist. Welcome back, Adina. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Stephanie, for having me. I'm so excited to be back here. So we had such a great time last time.
We did, I know. And I think your course was on one of our episodes together. It was one of the top courses that were being watched on the YouTube channel. So people really like what you have to share. And we're happy to have you back. So thank you for being here.
So thank you.
Tell us a little bit, where are you right now? Where are you coming from? Maybe what projects you're involved in?
Okay, so I'm working in, we just started school. And so I work as a speech pathologist in K through 6th grade. It's actually an all boys school. So
interesting.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. And so that's great. And we just started up. Today was my first full day today. So it was fun, a lot of getting to know you, a lot of meeting my old students. And so it was definitely fun, a long day, but it's
the first day is always the longest.
I know.
So you're Ohio, and I think I was reading something on a social media somewhere that all the East Coast states are sort of starting back this week. They're like the post-Labor Day start back for school. So wow, today's the big day. Yeah, this is a long day. And I've never heard of an all-boys school. I mean, I don't know why I haven't. I've heard of all-girls schools and private schools, all kinds of schools, but never just an all-boys school. So that's
there is a girls section, but it's separate. So yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I have a lot of questions about that, but we'll save that for another time. So I think the question that we have for you today, Adina, a little different than from the last time we spoke, is I think what our viewers are asking is if you could share with us, maybe from your course that's on SpeechTherapyPD.com, maybe 3 takeaways that speech therapists, SLPs, SLPAs should really know when they are supporting social skills in children or their clients at schools or maybe in the clinic setting. What would be 3 takeaways that you might want to highlight for us?
Okay, so number 1 is that it is very difficult for children to compensate for a lack of social skills, and they really need support from the adults in their life. So for instance, if you have a dyslexia, you could compensate with an iPad, you could compensate with text to speech, but with social skills, you need social skills all the time. Everywhere. So it's really important that children get that support that they need, and they could get it from the adults around them. But then we don't want them to just rely on us. We want to be able to teach them the skills that they need so that they could use it on their own, so that we don't have to hover over them and stand over them. But again, so many of my classes that I give is about teaching skills to children so that they could use it on their own. They could be responsible for themselves and take ownership of the skills and feel comfortable taking ownership of the skills. So that's really important, and that's my first takeaway, and that's what we're really going to focus on in the course.
Okay, so move back on the helicoptering clinician of social skills, allow them to take ownership and and be able to practice the skills that you're sharing with them.
Yeah. So and that to me, that's every skill that I teach my students. I really try to help them take ownership of it and take responsibility for it, take responsibility for their learning. I'm very passionate about that. I want a child to be able to stand on their own 2 feet.
Yeah.
And then the second takeaway, is that social skills are fun. And there's so many different ways and engaging ways to teach social skills. And we could teach social skills along with our more traditional goals. So I don't want people to be frightened away. And actually, I was a speech therapist many years ago, and then I took off to stay home with my children. And I came back into the field. And so if I have to date myself, so this 30 years ago, I graduated grad school 30 years ago. And there was no such things as social skills. There was pragmatics. Now I come back into the field and everybody's talking about social skills. And I'm like, what is this? What are we talking about here? So I had to really learn about it, sort of, I took classes and I read about it. And I was still so nervous about teaching social skills like this. And then I made it my own. I mean, I learned from everybody. I just was maybe a little annoying, maybe, I don't know, with my fellow therapist. But, and really, I learned everything that I could out there. And I want to be able to share it with you. And again, I made it my own, and it can be fun. So that's my second takeaway for today.
It can be fun.
Yes.
And learn from others. I'm hearing learn from a lot of different people.
Yes. Don't be scared to ask questions.
Don't be scared to ask questions. Yes, great.
So yeah, and we're going to talk about that. And I think it's also a personality thing. There's some things that are going to work for you and some things that are not going to work for you. And that's okay. I always talk about that with my fellow therapists. So.
And what stuck out to me is you said you can embed the social skills in with the goals that you're already working on, because I know as a school-based SLP, when I think of social skills goals, I have my lunch bunch, or I have my group of kiddos at the table that are just working on social skills, and I'm just doing it with just those goals. But it's interesting to think that, and maybe we're going to talk about that more in your course on speechtherapypd.com, but how we can kind of overlap that with other goals that we're also working on in our sessions.
Yeah, 100%. So, and I love doing that. And then the third takeaway, I think, is really every one of our students, even if they do not have social skills as one of their goals, really they could all benefit from social skills like emotional regulation, learning empathy, perspective taking, impulse control. These are just skills that everyone needs and everyone needs help with. So that's also, so once you take a class on social skills, you're going to see that even your students that again, officially don't have social skills on their IEP, you're going to see how you can bring this information into your classes, into your therapy sessions with them, and you will just improve your relationship with them, connect with them better, and just really engage their cooperation in exciting and fun ways. So
I love that. Okay. Yes. And you're speaking my language when you talk about empathy, because I think about, mindful empathy activities and how we can take the kiddos that we're working with, and we can really encourage them to say, hey, let's put ourselves in someone else's shoes. And this could just be in reading comprehension too. And let's look at the characters and talk about how the characters might be feeling, or talk about how our friends might be feeling in our discussions in the group. And I like how you said that, yes, this can foster better relationships among each other, and also those conflict resolution skills when we are thinking about how others are feeling outside of our own feelings, understanding those different perspectives. So I love that you brought up empathy, because and having that self-empathy, right? Bringing it back to ourselves and connecting with ourselves, and registering like, what am I feeling in my body right now? Like, am I being triggered, or how is this making me feel? And kind of connecting within, which can help us kind of understand our feelings and what we might be needing in that moment. So
Right. That's what you do. You do a lot of mindfulness, correct?
yes, and compassion-based practices. Yeah. So absolutely, with social skills, I think about all of these things, and yeah, with mindfulness, because I'm thinking, so when you said social skills can be fun, and I'm thinking, well, we've got some introverts out there, we've got some people that might be really frightened by being in, social situations, and we can bring that mindfulness in too, and we can provide that teaching and modeling about, taking calm breaths during conversations, right? And the power of mindful breathing, and knowing that, before I respond in a conversation, I can pause, I can take a breath, I can just try to relax my nervous system and stay composed. Because what this does is, a simple practice like this, I personally think, is a game changer, because now we're sort of allowing children to express themselves effectively while listening to others with empathy, right? Because we're, like you mentioned, that regulation of our body and our nervous system. I know I follow you on Instagram, so anybody who's listening, you need to, and that's what I was going to ask you, because I like watching your videos, and I'm a mom too, so I like seeing your parenting information. So for people who are here and are watching this episode, Adina, where can they find out more about you, about your resources that you have, in regards to social skills and other things that you share as an educator and a speech pathologist?
So I'm on Instagram, Parenting Simply One. Well, I guess it's at Parenting Simply One, and you could come visit parentingsimply.com. So that's my website. And also I have been giving free classes now Tuesdays at 12:15 p.m. every Tuesday, 12:15, on different parenting. We've been doing a whole series on personality and temperament this summer, and we're continuing throughout the fall. So yeah.
Amazing.
So come and join us. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah, you can sign up on my website.
Okay, so what I'll have you do is give me all those links, and for everybody who's watching, if it's okay with you, Adina, we'll post those links right under this episode, so people can just click and go and come right to your resources. Would that be okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, thank you for being such a wealth of information, and for all your little golden nuggets that you're sharing again with us on this episode. And for anybody who's interested and wants to take a deeper dive into this topic and further your education on social skills, be sure to check out the incredible course it's called Boosting Our Students' Social Skills. And this is on speechtherapypd.com with presenter SLP Adina Soclof out of Ohio, who is now back to school, K through 6, right?
Yes.
Yes. And for other topics, when you subscribe to speechtherapypd.com, you're going to get 1-year access to over 900 live and on-demand courses now. And you're going to scoop up those ASHA CEUs. So you're going to get credit for watching this course that Adina has on there, along with many other wonderful ones you'll find under her name when you search. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. We also want to hear from you. So there is a section below where you can leave a comment or you can ask a question. And we will see you back here next week as we are answering more of those golden questions that SLPs and SLPAs are asking. We're bringing in those industry-leading experts like Adina to share their little golden nuggets with you, so you can walk away from these episodes with a couple takeaways that you can begin to implement into your sessions right away.